Good morning, everyone. I'm LadyBug from LadyBug's Garden and please excuse all the background noise that you hear. I can't help, I'm on a somewhat busy street and it's a weekday and there's a lot of traffic. So please excuse it. I don't know how to take it out of the video yet. Somewhere down the line maybe I'll learn how to be able to do that. I just wanted to take a few moments today to let you get used to me and learn what my channel's about. I've put up a couple videos over the last couple of weeks. Honestly, I went back and looked at them and they're really not very good. I'm not used to being in front of a camera, so please be patient and be kind. Give me a chance to get used to being in front of the camera. The two videos, one was a brief tour of my spring garden and the other one was of, what was it, baby bunny number 1 or baby bunny number 2. Thinking about taking those videos down over time. But why don't you take a look at baby bunny and baby bunny number 2 and let me know if I should leave baby bunny or baby bunny number 2 up for a while so you guys can see his cuteness. He's only a little bunny. I don't think he's the same one from last year. He looks a little smaller, so I think he's a new baby bunny number 1 or number 2. The one that likes to lay in my asparagus bed and who's probably eaten most of the asparagus that I put in from seed this year, but a lesson learned. So I just wanted to let you guys know a little bit about me and how my channel came about and how I came up with the name of LadyBug's Garden and. When I was a little girl, my mom always called me LadyBug. A few days after the funeral, I was in the kitchen and on my kitchen counter I looked down and there was a ladybug. So I got the feeling that there my mom was and she was still watching over me. And another example I have is I had a really wonderful German Shepherd, and after she passed away, all of a sudden I was in the living room and I looked up at the ceiling and there was a ladybug. She passed away in October. There was a ladybug in my house. I was like so surprised. So I felt that that was a sign that my mom was still there as well. And she's the one that instilled my love of nature and animals and how they're interdependent and how they really do depend on each other. And I think it's important that we respect nature and the animals. And that's why you'll see baby bunny number 1 and baby bunny number 2 appear a few times in my videos, just because that's one of the critters that roams around here and he pretty much has free reign. LadyBug's Gardens channel is basically a gardening channel, but there's also and. The and is because at times I'm going to talk about other issues, other topics that may be of interest to you and that we can have discussions on. So last summer I was really fortunate. I was able to be off for the summer due to the pandemic. Some people might say, oh, that wasn't very fortunate, but for me it gave me the time to do a lot of research and then apply the research of the things I learned into my first garden that I had last year. Previous years I had tomato plants here and there, some lettuce here and there, a cucumber plant maybe, but nothing was really a full garden. But last summer I was able to have the time to put in a full garden. So getting back to the gardening, last summer I had the biggest gift, and that was the gift of time. I was able to take my time and look at the plants and see the bugs that were by the plants and see if they were turning yellow, if they turned brown, if they looked wilted, if they looked bright and perky, and I was able to work on making any corrections to make that better. This year I'm finding out I'm back to work full time and it's really hard. I had big plans to have a bigger garden. I wanted to be more productive and everything was going to be bigger and better, and I'm just so far behind already. We're almost to June and I haven't even got my plants in yet. That'll be coming up on another video. I'll be showing how I put my transplants in. So if you want to start a garden, I advise anyone to be able to plan out what you want to grow, look at how long it takes to grow that plant, and then remember all of the care that goes involved in taking care of the plant. You have to have time to water it, to fertilize it, to amend the soil. You have to be able to look at the plant and identify any issues and be able to use different things to correct the issues. All of that involves time, so you need to be able to allot time for that. So if it's your first garden, don't make it really big and uncontrollable. Try to keep it small and simple. A couple simple plants that you know you're going to eat. Don't experiment with all these other plants that maybe you don't even like. So in my first real garden last year, I grew medicinal herbs, I grew flowers, I grew vegetables, and I grew fruits. I grew a lot of flowers to bring in the pollinators. I put flowers everywhere through the garden, all different shapes, colors, and sizes, and I had a ton of bumblebees that came into the garden last year. They're really important to cross-pollinate your different plants. And in the bed behind me that goes along this fence, that bed was full of flowers. It had daffodils, it had daisies, it had nasturtiums, it had cosmos, bachelor buttons, painted daisies, and a few other flowers that I can't quite remember right now, but it was full of all different colors and sizes and shapes. And then behind me was the pea fence, and that went 3 sections down. The peas grew all the way up to the top of the fence. I was out picking peas every single day until about the end of July. The heat here finally got to them. They started to fade out, but the peppers were in the ground right in front of them. They were growing up. I was picking peppers. The eggplants were coming in. My tomatoes were already coming in, and everything started to come together. Oh, you got to remember to have your pollinators. Lots of flowers in and around your garden beds, lots of pots, spread them around, let the bees have room to travel, and they come through and they'll pollinate your plants. Painted daisies. So last year, time was on my side. I was able to devote a lot of time. I was out here morning, noon, and night, checking the plants, watering the plants, and really getting to see what was going on. This year I found out now that I'm back to work full time. We still have household duties that have to get done. I'm on a really big time crunch right now, so I'm finding it really difficult to keep up. My advice to you again is to plan your garden accordingly. See how much time you really have to devote to it, that you can spend the time to see what's going on. Start small, gradually build up from year to year, and let your garden grow from there. My goal for the channel is to teach what I've learned from last year, to learn further this year, and be able to share my successes and my failures with you, and hopefully you'll do the same with me, and we can both learn from each other. So I hope you come along for the ride with me. Stay on the channel. Please like and subscribe. It helps to support the channel, and let's take this together. Look down below, you'll see my website. You can see the pictures from last year's garden, and you can see the living, beautiful creation, and maybe you can do the same. And let's not forget the cute Fuzzy Wuzzy bunny. Please go look at the video, go check him out. It's a couple of minutes, but he is kind of cute. And leave your comments in the comment box. Let me know what you think about the cute Fuzzy bunny. I kind of think he's really cute.